So my mom just woke up. I started walking around. Even her, she will use me. Like, we went to Breve here yesterday. And they're giving us some free land. Thing is, Breve here is like 10 minutes from the Thai border in the north. And the farther you get from the city to the northeastern border towards China, Vietnam, that's where all the landmines are, right? Because Cambodia, I'm gonna stray away, but Cambodia is a neutral country. So when the Vietnam War happened, they would trade weapons with China, right? And America was at war with Vietnam, where we don't have good relations with China. So what do you think happens when those two countries are trading weapons? They can't step foot into China or Vietnam. So they come to a neutral country, and they can't put their soldiers here in a neutral country. What they do is they place the landmines, right? They place the landmines where these trade routes are. Artillery shells, everything. I'll upload a video after of our trip to Breve here. I won't edit it because I'm bored. It takes a lot of time to edit. It's just like a Coffee with a Mug podcast. So donate some money for pineapple cookies. Growing up, my grandmother would send money here to Cambodia every month. $20, $50. Sometimes she would send it, and the person we send it to would steal it and just disappear. Other times they would build a business with it. Some fill their ego with it, and they buy beer, food, milk for their children. Some buy a cow, raise it, sell the cow and buy land, build a house. So that's what some of them did. And I just found out today that my grandmother would send money to my grandfather's twin brother, and he bought 2 cows. Now he has a farm, he has land, he has a rubber tree farm, and he has a cashew farm. So now they sell cashews. They have a tree of fruits every year that bears fruit, right? Wherever you guys are in the West, go out into nature, touch a tree, hug a tree, ground yourself, but then ask, why is it that most of these trees are male? Where is all the female trees, the ones that bear fruit? How come the closer I get to the city, there's no gardens, there's less soil and more cement? There's less groundwater, natural water from the ground, less spring water, and more things that are filtered, are synthesized, have chemicals added, fluoride, things like that. Why are there chemicals in your water? Why are we not drinking rainwater or groundwater? What most of us drink is dead water. Right? Lok Pi, the monk from the cave, he would say those 2 things to us, is you guys need to meditate and waterfall. He'd spend an hour saying those 2 things, or at least that's what we understood every day. Was waterfall, meditate, and it makes sense. You sit in nature, you see how the trees and plants wake up. The second the sun hits them, they're awake. The leaves point up, straight up. The birds, they wake up just before that. Their singing wakes us up. It wakes the plants up. Alright? Because that is a language. Music is a language. The sound of birds singing and the sound of a rooster is not the same. Nobody wants to wake up 3, 4 in the morning with the damn rooster. Or those geckos, jinkjos. Bigger than jinkjos. Jinkjos are the small geckos. The big ones, we call them the gale. The gale here. Thailand, I don't know. I strayed off. So my grandmother passed a few years ago, and her little sister passed a few weeks ago. And those are the last two on both sides, my father and my mother's side. Those are the last of my grandmothers. And what they donated was opportunities, right? We had opportunities in America. She got food stamps. She got government benefits. Once you're 60 years old, the government helps you more than enough. My grandfather would play chess all day and smoke cigarettes and drink coffee. My grandmother would just go to the temple and cook food. She would use her food stamps, buy nearly expired meats, put it in the freezer so we'd save some money. Stock up, because your food stamps, your government money would expire every month. It doesn't roll over. So you buy non-perishable items. And for us Cambodian people in Asia, you buy rice. If you got extra money that you know in a few days' time is going to disappear, you just buy water and rice. So I spent a lot of time carrying water from the markets, stockpiling rice, because we lived in a huge house where we cook rice for the whole family. We saved money by living together until we had enough to buy our own land, our own houses, and fill our own egos. So our family split up, started buying our own houses, started buying cars, competing with each other. That's more petrol you have to buy, that's more electricity, more Wi-Fi you got to pay for. It's more suffering, more greed. Alright? But my grandmother didn't care. She knew the American dream was to send money back to our people, create opportunities for her grandchildren here, her siblings here, because the land would always be passed down to your children. If you ever sell the land, you are stealing from your children's future. And the land here was my grandfather's land. When I first came, there was 4 houses. Now there's about 6 houses. Half of the land was given to the locals to build a school, a temple, given to the monks. And I found that out a few months ago. They never told me that the temple was our grandfather's land. But I know that that land is mine. If I ever want to build a house there, I can. I do not have the right to ever sell it, because then I would be stealing from all 6 families that live there currently. If any of them sold it, they would have to live with themselves for that. They're taking their grandchildren's future, generations to come's future, and you multiply that by 6 families. If you spray chemicals on your land, you're stealing from the land. You can use fertilizers, but your fertilizers should always be mixed with natural fertilizers. The more fertilizers you use, the more seeds or GMOs, the less chances your soil will thrive. Right? Just like the land nature feeds us, we have to feed nature back. We have to clean the water. We have to add compost. We have to be aware that the water we're buying is dead. One, it's not good for you. It lowers your electrical charge, lowers your pH levels. Right? That's why they say drink mineral water. It's high in minerals. It has magic. Like this cell phone has gold, has lithium, silver, cobalt, quartz, has crystals. This black mirror is a magical device. Right? Whether or not you believe in it, it works. I can wirelessly transit my thoughts, my words, what I have to say, and whoever tunes into this channel, this frequency, that can hear my voice, that can speak this language, even if you can't speak this language, you might have an idea of what I'm trying to say. So, I strayed away again. So yeah, my grandmother passed. My mother's here because she is looking for options. She wants to retire, get out of America, get out of Florida, where guns exist, where stealing exists, where even Cambodian people look down on us and they say you're broke, or you have money, you're rich. If you say your life is abundant, bro, you have everything you need, You don't have to look up to say they're rich. You don't have to look down to say they're poor. They can look at you, but that's the karma they accumulate by saying they're not enough. So that negative energy is in our family, it's in our peers, it's in society. And some people can spot it. They get a passport and they leave. Because you can love your family, you can love negative people because they come to feed off your positive energy, right? My cousin called me the other day and said he wants to be a monk. He's ready to be a monk to Buddha. And his mother, his sister told him, you can't do that. You need money to be a monk. Monks give up everything, just like the Buddha walked away from his children, walked away from his title as a prince, his entire kingdom. You know, he's from Nepal, Tibet. He went down. And he wondered, why am I blessed with this title? Why do they look up to me? I've done nothing. Why are they starving? Why are there wars? Why is there suffering? Why do they hate me for having this, for looking like this? So he gave it all up. He walked away from his children, his wife, his kingdomhood. People saw the change, whether he was the skinny Buddha, the fat Buddha, the Buddha sleeping, the Buddha sitting under a tree, the Buddha before he was called the Buddha. People saw he didn't need food. You sit under a tree for 30, 40 days. People just watch because that's in our nature, is to look outside our own bodies and say, what is so special about them? Why do they carry a book around and a seed around and not money? We need money to live. We need food and water. How did they go without water? How did they go without food? How did they go without the need to impress others? Why would somebody throw all their stuff away, their food, their money? Why would they totally give? And people would question whether or not they are actually giving. So the antidote to greed, I read this book and I gave it to my friend that I met in Bangkok. And Alton, hope you like the book, man. So he said he was a trader, offered him 2 books, and the antidote to greed was the one he took. Because with trading, fear and greed controls your emotions. Whether or not you are a good trader, whether or not you are smart, intelligent, knowledgeable, you have no wisdom if you cannot put it all together. If you cannot conquer your fears, conquer your emotions, you are not a good trader. You are a gambler. There's a difference. An educated trader trades with their wit, their know-how, their understanding. Right? When you trade with your emotions, you are gambling. In life, we gamble because we let what happened in the past or what we predict about the future mess with our present moment. We gamble with our present moment by not feeling abundant, by not saying we have everything we need. So don't gamble. Right? Use the magic in this phone. Speak the magic to yourself before you sleep. When you wake up, then you go about your day with a vision. All right, that's what coaches, that's what healers tell us, is we have the power to heal ourselves. All right, when you're that motivated, you wake up, you go to the gym, you exercise, right? You start farming, whatever it is you want to be, you start doing. You start embodying who you really are by simply believing you have it all in you. I strayed away again.